I'm Ryan Lockwood. I'm the Treasurer and Chief Financial Officer of the Springfield Local School District. I've been at Springfield since 2010. Typically, in my job, I control all the business operation functions of a school district. We handle payroll, accounts payable, human resource functions. Obviously, from my end as the Treasurer and Chief Financial Officer, cost is my #1 factor. But with phone systems, it's a interesting world because of E-rate and how schools get discounts based on poverty levels in your district to kind of help combat the price of telephone connections. We had a phone system, an analog phone system through Avaya Communications. One of the big things was that Avaya came out and said, we no longer can service this unit, and it was an expensive unit. And so with that, we said, let's start looking at other solutions, and ended up with Telesystem based on that. The major concern we had is what happens if the internet goes down and then you lose your phone service because it's via the internet. I really think it was a Telesystem redundancy. Telesystem made a lot of promises to us that were all true. They came true. And if it ever went down, Telesystem promised us that there would be the backup in place, and we need the phones on a daily basis, safety, security, and just general communications. And that's what, it just needs to work. And that's what we've gotten. It always works when it needs to work. I think that one of the neat things and one of the important things is safety and security. It's a hot topic among school districts, especially with the state and federal mandates that have come through in regards to what schools have to do to make sure everything is safe and secure for the students. It's our #1 job as school districts. We have been, with the phone in every classroom, it takes the place of the old intercom system. We can lock down a building by a single classroom with the phones. We can lock down a block of classrooms, or we can lock down the whole building. But what it helps on a safety and security standpoint is we don't have to project it over the old intercom system. And from a safety and security standpoint, I think it gives us a better ability to lock down our buildings and keep the students safer. From the teaching standpoint, we really like that the teaching staff has a phone in the classroom to aid in their communications back and forth with parents. In our old system, we had community phones in teachers' lounges and in the office, and of course it's never quiet in those areas. So if a teacher has to have a private conversation with a parent, they can do it in the classroom with their grade books and with the students' work right there in front of them without having to drag it across the building to have that conversation with a parent. With the voicemail system included in the package, no longer does the office have to take handwritten notes and deliver it directly to the teacher. The office can transfer the calls directly to the teacher's voicemail, and then the teacher can hear the message directly there, as opposed to a handwritten note that could get garbled up in transition. It really, with the old solution, it was technologically not possible. The voicemail capacity of the old phone system was limited to just a small number of phones. The solution's been in place for about 3 years in the district, and in that time, I have never had a drop call. I've never had the system go down on us. If I was rating reliability on a scale of 10, I'd give it a 10 out of 10. It works when it needs to work, and we've just had no issues with it. In terms of the sales engineer staff, when they came in to help us implement the solution, they provided us with the best training possible. No question was too silly, and they answered everything and made sure that we knew it kind of from the ground up, so that as we trained our teachers and other staff members, we were the experts. We looked at Avaya, obviously, and really looked at some other analog providers out there. I just think what sold us on Telesystem was you're in our backyard, you're our neighbor, so if there is a crisis, you're right there for us. The Telesystem staff really took the time and sat down with each one of us to say, okay, here's the features on your phone, here's kind of some of the neat things it does. For if you needed 30 minutes or an hour or even more, or even to this day, if you need to call them with a problem, I have no doubt that they would come and answer it for us.
Great.
I think in today's world, we're more acclimated to touchscreens, and so whether it's an iPad or that, the user interface on our phone system here is very similar to that, and I can set up my top 8 callers on my touchscreen and be connected to them in a second, and the voicemail system's easy to use. Just everything that I need to conduct business is right there for me. I can be across the district, I can be out of the state, and I can get my voicemails when people call, sent directly to my cell phone, sent directly to my email, and that just keeps business going here at Springfield, and that's a great feature of the phone. I think Springfield prides itself on being open to all lines of communication, and the phone system really has done that for us. It gives the ability for our teaching staff to communicate with parents. It gives the ability to our classified staff, such as food service or in transportation. Everyone has that open line of communication now within the district. Honestly, I can't say enough. I love the phone system. It just the virtual voicemail and the connectivity and being able to, when I go on vacation, transfer calls to my assistant or someone else in the office, and all the different features, they sell itself. Telesystem goes above and beyond to get us the documentation we need to complete our E-rate application, and it just is a great partnership in terms of speediness, in terms of getting our documentation back from Telesystem, and then us being able to enter it in the application and get our E-rate funds back.